I just got back from a Christmas Eve party with Lily, and I finished polishing the silver I'm using at my place settings. This is an original Rogers and Brother reinforced plate. Yeah, it's just silver plate, whatever the fancy name they want to call it. And this set was my neighbor's grandmother. And her niece and nephew didn't want it. She didn't have any kids. Her niece and nephew didn't want it. She was gonna toss it or give it to Goodwill. And I took it, of course, because I love vintage silverware stuff. So I inherited this set from her. I'm still cleaning up from this morning's brunch. But here's my pink Christmas table setting to match the pink tree. I have those vintage, actually they're probably antique. I have the antique silverware, and then my plates are vintage just because I've had them for over 20 years. And then more of the antique silverware. These came with the house. The daughter of the owner who was selling the house left them. We've actually left a lot of stuff. That's in one of my first videos, so you can go check that out. And then all this stuff is mine. It's almost embarrassing how much china I have. I have this Johnson Brothers set, this little tea set. Oh, I have the creamer and the sugar bowl on my Etsy store. And then I have to list some teacups. So here's my place setting, or table scape, whatever you call it. And my island is going to be the appetizer station. So I have this for my cheeses that I bought. Some crackers will go there. This is my mom's vintage, I don't know what you call it, tray, silver tray, but it's Icora or something. It was a wedding gift. My mom was married in 1964. I just recently transferred the footage of their wedding. I don't know who gave me this or where I got this. Probably my mom. Also vintage. Everything's vintage. If it's, I'll say when it's not vintage. That's not vintage. I just gotta wait for tomorrow. Okay, it's Christmas morning. Kaylee's asleep under there somewhere. There's her little petitas. I'm whispering because Ethan's asleep. I am making this prime rib. I coated it with salt. I mixed salt with herbes de Provence. I can't find my other two herbes de Provences. I remember my front patio. I painted that sucker Christmas Eve, 5 o'clock at night. Then I got changed and went to the Christmas Eve party with Lily. I was happy to be able to put the patio furniture back. Stupid trowel can FO. Pieces of wood can FO. I was trying to make this as close to what the final product would look like as possible. We did not get to put the railings back on, but we can do that without moving the furniture again, thank God. I need to finish one step, add the trim, and then install the stickum tiles on the front 2 steps. Then paint the railings and install them back on. I actually have this idea to build a fake wall and put it over the railing, basically a railing cover. That'll be on the back side of that bench. And where that little cabinet is laying on the floor, I'm going to build a wall for that too, just so I have more privacy. And I have to get rid of the chicken coop on the side and put plants. Here's what it looks like from the front door, and from the street, now it looks like this. That's a Polar Express train, and Kaylee wants to come out. My brother and his wife and my mom and dad got here around noon. We started watching the home movies that I had transferred. Missed getting shots of dinner, but here's the creme brulee. And this kitchen torch was a joke. I got fed up and I brought out my epoxy blowtorch. This was much quicker. The recipe called for a pinch of salt. I accidentally added a half teaspoon. My mom got to meet the guinea pig. She thought he was so cute. And just like that, the festivities are over. And I have all this mess to clean. Even my boys left, so it's just me and Kaylee. My daddy started to replace this lock because this is bad. And now I have this all over my counter. I gotta look and see online how this comes off, how this separates. Kaylee's finally relaxed. I'm gonna watch some Downton Abbey and fold the dinner napkins from the brunch. Bling! It's clean. I showed my mom her wedding video and she cried, by the way. I edited it and then I put their wedding song on there and that got her. House was all put back together in about 2 hours. All the china's put in its place. The boys went with their dad, so I think I'm going to drive to Torrance and see if I can look at the Christmas lights. I'm sure it's going to be packed over there. I'm so glad my parents were able to come up. They haven't seen the house since I first bought it. I had Christmas here December 2021, but I hadn't moved in yet. The house was full of the previous owner's furniture. This time they saw it with all my furniture. Kaylee was zonked out on the couch. And I did go to the Christmas light area in Torrance. I have so many memories of taking my boys here when they were little. I'd make hot cocoa for them and we'd drive through. They went to school right up the hill from this at St. Lawrence. And as they got older, they started doing the Christmas lights walk with their friends. Some of their friends have houses in this area, so they would get invited to go to Christmas parties there. And then their social circle is about their friends, not you. There was a kid singing in a driveway, and he was singing one of my favorite songs, Hallelujah. So I pulled over and listened.
Drums like this, the fourth, the fifth, the mighty fall, and the major lift, the baffled kingdom was
But instead of singing Hallelujah, they sang meow, 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 meow. I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. I got better things to do. I don't need the cat version of Hallelujah. So instead of driving through this area with my kids, I just drove through it alone and remembered all the past Christmases and went home. Merry Christmas.